The full story of the Battle of KHANDAQ, Azab, 627 CE. The Battle of KHANDAQ, also known as the Battle of the Trench or Ghazwat al-Azab, took place in 5 627 CE. It was one of the most critical battles in Islamic history, where the Muslims in Madinah faced a massive siege by a coalition of enemies. This battle tested the faith, unity, and strategic brilliance of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and his companions. Background and causes of the battle. After the Battle of Uhud, 625 CE, the Quraysh of Makkah were determined to destroy Islam. They began forming a large alliance, Azab, against the Muslims. The Quraysh and their allies, including the Jewish tribe of Banu Nadir, the Ghatafan tribe, and other Arab groups, planned a massive invasion of Madinah. Their goal was to wipe out the Muslims completely. 1. Quraysh leader, Abu Sufyan. 2. Jewish leader, Huyay ibn Akhtab. 3. Arab tribal leaders, Ghatafan and Banu Asad chiefs. This alliance gathered 10,000 warriors, the largest army ever assembled against the Muslims. On the other hand, the Muslims in Madinah had only about 3,000 fighters. Knowing they could not match the enemy's numbers, they needed a brilliant strategy to defend the city. The digging of the trench, Salman al-Farsi's idea. As the Muslims prepared for battle, Salman al-Farsi, a Persian companion, suggested a new war strategy that was never used in Arabia before: fire digging a large trench around Madinah to block enemy cavalry. The Prophet, PBUH, approved the idea and immediately led the digging efforts himself, working alongside his companions. 1. The trench was about 5.5 kilometers, 3.4 miles, long, 4.5 meters deep, and 9 meters wide. 2. It was dug along Madinah's most vulnerable northern side, where an open plain made it easy for an enemy attack. 3. The Muslims worked day and night, facing hunger and exhaustion. 3. Miracles happened, including the multiplication of food, which strengthened their faith. After 6 days, the trench was completed just in time before the enemy arrived. The siege of Madinah. 10,000 versus 3,000. When the Quraysh and their allies arrived, they were shocked to see the trench. This tactic was unknown in Arabia, and their cavalry could not cross it. For almost a month, 27 days, the enemies camped outside Madinah, unable to attack directly. The Muslims, led by Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, guarded the trench day and night, preventing any breach. 1. The Quraysh launched arrows and attempted crossings, but the Muslims held their ground. 2. Amr ibn Abd al-Wud, one of Quraysh's greatest warriors, managed to jump over the trench with a few fighters. 3. Ali ibn Abi Talib, bravely fought Amr in single combat and killed him, boosting Muslim morale. Betrayal by Banu Qurayza. A major crisis occurred when the Jewish tribe of Banu Qurayza in Madinah, who had a peace treaty with the Muslims, secretly allied with the Quraysh. 1. They plotted to attack Madinah from within, putting the Muslims in a dangerous two-front war. 2. The Muslims were outnumbered, exhausted, and surrounded. At this critical moment, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, made intense dua, prayers, to Allah for help. Allah's divine help. In the end of the battle, Allah responded to the Prophet's, PBUH, prayers with a miraculous victory. 1. A mighty storm. A violent windstorm suddenly struck the enemy camps. 1. Their tents were blown away. 2. Their fires were extinguished. 3. Their horses and camels panicked, causing chaos. 4. Fear entered their hearts, and they started fighting among themselves. 2. Quraysh's alliance breaks apart. 1. Nu'aym ibn Mas'ud, a secret Muslim among the Quraysh allies, used clever diplomacy to create distrust between the Quraysh and Banu Qurayza. 2. The Ghatafan tribe abandoned the siege, and other allies also withdrew. Seeing their plan failing, Abu Sufyan ordered a retreat. The mighty 10,000-strong army left without a fight, and Islam was saved. Aftermath and consequences. 1. Punishment of Banu Qurayza. Since Banu Qurayza had betrayed their peace treaty, they were dealt with according to the laws of war at that time. 1. Their case was decided by Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, leader of the Aus tribe, who ruled according to the Jewish Torah's law of treason. 2. The men were executed, while the women and children were spared. 2. Quraysh's last attempt to destroy Islam failed. The Battle of KHANDAQ was the last major attempt by the Quraysh to eliminate Islam. After this, they never gathered such a large army again. 3. The Muslims' strength increased. 1. Islam gained political and military strength. 2. Many Arab tribes began joining the Muslims, seeing that Allah's help was with them. 3. Within 3 years, 630 CE, the Muslims conquered Makkah in the conquest of Makkah. Lessons from the Battle of KHANDAQ. 1. Strategic planning is key to victory. The trench strategy neutralized a much larger enemy force. 2. Obedience to the Prophet, PBUH, leads to success. The Muslims followed his leadership, leading to survival. 3. Trust in Allah brings miraculous help. Despite being outnumbered, Allah sent a storm to defeat the enemies. 4. Unity among Muslims is powerful. The Muslims stood together, preventing internal betrayal. Conclusion: the Battle of KHANDAQ was not a direct fight but a battle of endurance, strategy, and faith. Though the Muslims were greatly outnumbered, patience, intelligence, and Allah's help led them to victory. This battle marked a turning point in Islamic history, leading to the